Magandang umaga, Global Pinoys! I am Tony Pua and welcome to the Entrepreneur Media Conference. Today, we will be connecting with distinguished Filipino entrepreneurs based in the UAE as they navigate the ongoing challenges affecting both the country and the wider Middle East. Our featured guests, Josie Conlu, Filipino community leader, community champion, influencer and host of Love Josie. Nicolay de Guzman, Chairman and Chief Design Officer, Ichiryu Ramen House. Marlene Flores Castro, Founder and Owner, Pinas Group of Companies. Michael Da Costa, Managing Director, Digital Creations, Events Management, and Vice Chairman, Philippine Business Council, Dubai and Northern Emirates. Annalyn Laluna Gonzalez, Owner, Al Nubala Jewelers. John Carlo Yabot, Founder, Kabayan Natural Therapy Center. So hi guys! Good morning sa inyong lahat!
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How did the crisis in the UAE and the wider Middle East impacted your business operations?
Actually, there are changes. Madami rin talaga mga changes, no? But for me as a digital creator and in the field of business, events business as well, medyo tumigil tayo ng konti. Because the on-ground events stopped for a while. But it doesn't mean that it will go on stopping because you know how UAE is, di ba? Talagang magre-recover and magre-recover yan. So even with medyo na-stagnant yung mga events natin dito, as of the moment, it's really opening na. So ibig sabihin, the main venues that we have right now, which is the Dubai World Trade Center, there are events na rin.
In our Marina branch, it's more felt because majority ng customers namin doon are more tourist-based. But on our Wasl branch, loyal customers are from UAE locals and residents. Ang maganda sa nagawa namin, we were able to create loyal following in our almost 3 years of operations. Kaya hindi masyadong affected as the other F&Bs.
Actually, the crisis in the UAE and in the wider Middle East has significantly disrupted our operation, particularly in Balikbayan cargo industry. We need to reroute our shipments in other ports, especially now we are doing it via Oman, and it really resulted in a much higher operational cost because we need to collect the empty containers from Oman, then bring to Dubai. And again, the repositioning of our container. Previously, we are doing loading in the ground, and now we are doing it on the top of the trailer. And it also caused a longer transit time.
Physical events, yes, has been put on hold, but we have constant online events. So that was still continues. Now, it's slowly going back. Clients going back in the inquiry table. Yeah, everything seems to be bouncing back as usual.
Sa amin naman po, nakita talaga namin yung impact since may dalawa kaming line of business, yung fashion line and yung gold business. One is yung customer buying behavior. So yung mga non-essential luxury, medyo nag-slow down po siya. Pero ang kagandahan naman po, nag-bounce back kami sa gold. Talagang kasi yung mga tao po kasi sa UAE is matatalino na. Kahit sabihin mo na may crisis, bumibili pa rin sila ng gold kasi alam nila na investment po ito. Meron lang kaming naging challenges pagdating po sa pricing kasi ang gold sobrang volatile ng pricing niyan, taas baba. So kapag bumaba yung gold, expected ng mga tao or expected ng lahat, bababa yung presyo ng gold. Kasi may mga binili tayo or may mga inventory or mga stocks tayo na nabili natin ng different prices. So, kailangan nating mag-adjust. Yung pag-adjust ba natin, accept ba ito ng mga tao, lalo na mataas ang competition, ito ba ay align sa market?
Sa healthcare services naman, actually, the crisis didn't impact us. Instead, we strengthened us because we adapted fast pace. So, the crisis we are experiencing right now in 3 aspects. The first, yung materials namin since we are importing in other country. And nung nalaman nila na we are diverting for the local market, so they provided high discounted rates. So they didn't even monopolize our stocks. The second aspect here, it's about yung mga Filipino natin na kinakabahan because of the crisis. And the good thing, the wellness hub that we have, it's very accessible.
Ito naman, I have a question for Josie. How has your role as an influencer and community leader evolved? especially with misinformation spreading easily online?
As a content creator kasi, no, it's, of course, andyan na by default that visibility should be there for us. However, with what's happening, I think it added more on the responsibility side. Visibility and responsibility goes hand in hand together, you know. And most of the time, what I am posting is from the sources, from the government. Kasi it's more of responsibility nga eh. You are the voice. And hindi lang basta boses ito. It should be the right information that should be able to convey yung right message sa community. Even if it's just a repost coming from a government entity, nakakatulong sa pagkalma ng mga ugat-ugat ng mga tao.
And syempre, you have to make sure that whatever you put out there will be aligned, di ba? It should be aligned with the guidelines set by the government.
Yes.
Kay Nico, what has been your biggest operational or financial challenge during this period?
What we did is that on the first month, the owners took the first sacrifice. So we lessened our salaries 40% right away. Then what we did is that we separate the urgent expenses to non-urgent expenses. So there are expenses that we cannot do anything about, like salaries, rents, food costs, utilities. And then we have those non-urgent ones. So thankfully, with the crisis, we were still able to pay the full salaries of the employees. We went to the landlord, asked if there is some help that we can have on the rents, and then also the utilities, we try to save as much as we can. And we forced some paid leave so that pagka bumalik na yung normalcy, ang aim lang naming lahat is mabalik yung mga na-loss na yon. So ang focus lang talaga namin is that we survive this. Even if we hit our margin profit, it's okay, it's okay. Ano lang yan, kita lang yan, babalikan natin, kikitain natin ulit yan.
But did you have to downsize din ba, Nico? Or how is it? I mean, kumusta naman yung employees nyo?
No, well, hindi kami nag-downsize. Ang ginawa namin is that finorce talaga namin sila mag-paid leave at the moment. I think what we asked them is that ang tanging sacrifice na pwede nating iambag ngayon is that hindi lang kayo makakapagbakasyon the time na gusto ninyo. Kasi sana lahat ngayon ubusin na natin yan para pagbalik talaga ng ating operation is that lahat tayo magpupursige at babawiin natin yun.
Kay Marlene, no, medyo nagkaroon nga ng impact, no, sa business. Have you had to make difficult decisions like downsizing, restructuring?
We also talk and discuss with our employees that for the month of March, okay, we requested them to use their leave, okay, at least nagkaroon sila ng time to rest. And sabi nga namin, when we resume, at least lahat kayo energetic na, di ba? So we try to suspend our operation kasi hindi pa namin alam na pwedeng mag-transit via Oman, which is very new na talaga yung pag-move namin via Oman. And then, we reduce also non-essentials sa operations namin. And we carefully manage our cash flow. At least we can sustain our business. No? And we try to talk to our staff. And while doing it, we avoid laid-offs talaga. Talagang wala kaming tinanggal na employee. We keep everyone kasi sabi ko nga sa bawat isa sa amin is all of us have our obligations at the end of the day, di ba? Kung may matatanggal na empleyado sa atin, may magsasakripisyo yung pamilya. Di ba? In UAE, we have around 175 employees, and in Philippines, we have around 200 employees. So, di ba? So, ang daming pamilya yung magsasakripisyo.
For Michael, what leadership qualities have become most important during this time?
I would say to be able to be a tactician. Well, in my industry, the events has been temporarily put on hold. Of course, they prioritize security, but your ability to divert your energy, and so from physical events, we went to digital events, and then we also offered digital marketing, PR services during this time, and yeah, lucky enough, we were able to, at least somehow keep the company afloat.
Miss Annalyn naman, how can the Filipino community in the UAE better support Filipino-owned businesses?
For me po, it really starts with being intentional pagdating sa support. Support doesn't mean naman po na bibili ka agad. Like simple engaging sa mga posts mo, sharing or recommending your store or your business to others as well po. Naniniwala po ako na pag nag-grow yung business mo or yung Filipino business mo, you create opportunities din po sa iba. It opens ng mga trabaho. So kapag nagtutulungan kayo instead na mag-compete, so mas lahat tayo aangat po.
Ito naman para kay John Carlo Yabot, lalo na no, sa industry mo. How do you personally deal with uncertainty and pressure?
Staying anchored in purpose, discipline, and by faith. So I always scrutinize. So I have always some journal. So naging ano ko na to habit. So before ako matulog, fina-flashback ko everything that was going on. I always take all the challenges as an opportunity.
I know all of you have gone through your own challenges. Ano na lang yung mga natutunan ninyo o yung mga naging realizations ninyo from this crisis?
As an overseas Filipino worker, ang kailangan talaga doon is mag-ipon. Kasi hindi mo alam kung ano yung mangyayari bukas. Isa yung mga naririnig ko na-stop yung buhay nila because may biglang nangyari and they don't have any ipon at all. And they don't want to go home yet. Hindi pa sila handa doon. Apart from that, is you really have to exercise your faith. Kailangan meron ka laging babalikan kung saan doon ka lang sasandal. Kasi yung mga ganitong klaseng sitwasyon, it will all affect not just your mental health but also your emotional health.
For us, the biggest lesson is loyalty. Ako ever since talaga mabigat ang loyalty sa akin. And during this time, dun mo talaga matitest ang loyalty. Right now talaga ang focus namin is togetherness. We will be able to survive this. And another lesson that we have is that we walk the talk. During good times, we talk about values. And during these trying times, those values are being tested. And you know what? You don't really abandon the ship when the waves are just rough.
Resiliency lang talaga, no?
We learn also how to diversify routes, and then natuto kaming magkaroon ng planned contingencies, and dito natutunan din namin na kailangan meron talagang disiplina sa financial, like what Miss Josie said, diba? So kailangan talaga para tayong mga langgam na laging nag-iipon para pagdating ng tag-ulan hindi tayo kawawa, diba? Tayong mga OFW na hindi lahat ng kinikita natin ginagastos natin. We need to save for emergency, for the future.
For me, siguro, realization is flexibility and gratitude. No? It's very important in this time of challenges. Flexibility in terms of, as a business owner, syempre, you have to navigate your way and find better ways to support your contractors, your suppliers, mabayaran sila and everything, despite the tensions. And flexibility naman as a family, as OFWs. Well, my kids went from physical school to online school, and we had to adapt. We had to turn the house into a little classroom, things like this. And gratitude naman to the UAE, because it's our second home. My children are here, they were born here, we succeed here, and without the UAE's support and strength, wala rin kami dito.
So adaptability, consistency, and hindi ka lagi makakalimot kay God. Everything happens for a reason. You cannot control the situation, pero you can control how you respond po. Ang natutunan ko din po is kailangan ready ka sa mga decision mo, at yung decision mo is hindi lang pang sarili mo. Kasi marami pong umaasa sa iyo na mga empleyado mo or family mo.
Kung mag-i-stuck ka dun sa mismong tradition, mag-stuck ka dun sa mismong ordinary protocol mo, you will not grow. So you need to be resilient. So whatever the crisis that you are having through, take that one always as an opportunity to make you strengthen your growth.
Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat. Thank you to our guests, Josie Conlu, Nicolay de Guzman, Marlene Flores Castro, Michael Da Costa, Annalyn La Luna Gonzalez, and John Carlo Yabot. Watch award-winning news programs, documentaries, Filipino dramas, and all-time Kapuso favorites by subscribing to GMA Pinoy TV, GMA Live TV, and GMA News TV, available through various paid TV providers. And to know more, visit gmapinoytv.com/subscribe or follow at GMA Pinoy TV on social media. And as we come to a close, we are reminded that this discussion is more than just a conversation. It is a reflection of the strength, adaptability, and unity of our global Pinoys. These are not just business journeys, they are lived experiences shaped by grit, sacrifice, and determination. Marami pong salamat, and may we carry these lessons forward as we continue to grow and support one another.